I'm about to make cherry syrup. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cherry pitter and I'm going to load it up with cherries. With cherries that I've washed. I washed the cherries and I'm going to load them into my cherry pitter. Okay, so I want to make sure all my cherries are loaded in straight with the pit facing upwards to where you can see all the pits. I'm going to put my cherry pitter on there. Then I'm just going to press. See, there's the pits. And there may be pits hanging from up under here. I'm just going to take all these off. Okay, so now I'm going to add my pits. I'm going to add these cherries. Now I'm going to take 2 cups of cherries. And I'm going to add them to my saucepan. Then to this 2 cups of cherries. I'm going to add 2 cups of distilled water. You know, because when you use distilled water, the cherries come out a lot better. Or so the syrup comes out a lot better. So I'm going to use 2 cups of distilled water. Then I'm going to add 1 cup of sugar. I like to use Domino sugar because it's better, in my opinion. It tastes better. Get better product. So I'm going to add 1 cup of Domino sugar to my syrup. 1 cup of Domino sugar. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my oven on. Turn it on to like medium. Stir this in. And I'm going to bring this to a boil. Okay, I've brought it to a boil. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust my temperature. I'm going to lower it all the way down to simmer. Low simmer. And I'm going to let it simmer for 15 minutes. After I brought it to a boil. I brought it to a boil already. Okay, so I've let this simmer for 15 minutes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sieve, my strainer, and I'm going to pour this into my strainer. Then I'm just going to squeeze as much as I can out of the cherries. Squeeze as much as I can out of them. Get as much liquid out of them as I can. Get as much material out of them as I can. Much liquid out of them as I can. I'm gonna scrape any residue off the bottom of the strainer, just like this. Scrape any residue off. Just gonna do this until I get everything out, and until everything is basically pulverized and can't get anything else out of it. Okay, so then now I'm just going to throw this out. I'm going to discard this. Then I'm going to pour my syrup into my container. Then this is my syrup. So I'm going to let this cool to room temperature. And then I'm going to freeze it until it turns into syrup. And that's your cherry syrup. That's what you want.